All right, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is how to connect to Wi-Fi. So if you have internet at home and you have a smartphone, whether that's an iPhone or Android, you can connect to the Wi-Fi so that instead of using your data, you're using your internet. So we'll go over the iPhone first. You're going to want to start by going into your settings and then hitting on Wi-Fi. Now you're going to get a list of network names. You're going to want to look for yours. Mine's Blessing, so I'm going to hit that one. This is where you would put your password in. Usually this can be found on the back of your modem. It would usually be under your network name, and then there's a password. You could just copy that one over. Or if you set your own password, this is where you would put that in. And then you're going to wait for that little blue check mark, and then that lets you know that you've been connected to the internet. Now, let's say you're in a public setting like a Tim Hortons or a McDonald's or Dairy Queen. If you notice, all these network names have a little lock beside it. That means they're all private. So these are probably my neighbors, and I can't get into their network. Now, if it was a public network such as Tim Hortons, this lock wouldn't be there. So you would know that it's open and free for anyone to join. So that's how you can kind of distinguish between Wi-Fi that you can't connect to and free Wi-Fi that's available for you. For the Android, it's quite similar. You're going to want to start off in your settings. You're going to go into network and internet. And then you're going to want to click on where it says Wi-Fi. And again, you get your list of names. I'm going to hit Blessing. That one is mine. Kind of gonna wait for it to do its thing. And then once it says connected, that lets you know that you've been connected to the internet. Okay, it says connected. Oops. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is how to connect to data and how to manage which apps on your phone are using data, how much data you use, and how to block it from them. So data is something that's usually included in your phone plan. If you have it, usually it's set by your provider. For iPhones, if you want to turn it on, our Wi-Fi is on, so we're going to turn that off first. And then you go on to where it says click cellular data, and that would turn it on. And if you scroll down here, it shows you which of your apps are using data. And here you have the option by hitting one of these green buttons to turn it off. So that would block your phone from allowing that app to use data. It also lets you know exactly how much data is being used. So it kind of lets you plan and see how much data you're using on your phone. This can also help to manage if you have any overage fees on your plan. And you kind of want to figure out where they're coming from. This could be a good place to start. On the Android, we have a little bit more options. So we're going to, again, is that you can actually set data usage limits right on your phone. So if you guys notice here, if I hit that switch, it's going to give me an option to see how much I want to set on my phone as the limit. We'll bring it down to 2.5 gigs. So that would basically stop our phone from allowing data to be used past the 2.5 gig mark. We can also set a warning, so that way our phone will let us know, hey, you're about to get close to your limit. You've hit 2 gigabytes already and you have about 0.5 left. So that'll let you know, okay, I got to dial back my data usage so that you don't go over. Similar to the iPhone, if you scroll down, you're able to see which apps are using data and how much. So again, this gives you a little bit more managing power. Now, if you wanted to set limits for your iPhone, there is a way to do that. You can't do it on the phone, just because of the way that they had it set up. It's separate from the Android, but you can call your cell phone provider. So let's say you're with Bell or Rogers, you can give them a call and let them know, hey, I want you to put a data limit on my plan. So what that will basically do is that once you set your data limit, let's say it's 2 gigs, your phone will automatically stop receiving data from your provider at that point. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna look at is how to set up email. This can be useful in the sense that, let's say you don't have access to a computer right away. Having your emails on your phone can be really convenient. Let's say you need to, keep up to date with your appointments, get back to someone. By setting up your email on your phone, you don't have to wait for a computer to look at them or respond to them. So we will go over that. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, just let me know towards the end, or I'll take a break after each little topic and you can let me know if you want me to stop or explain something again. So it's pretty straightforward to set up email. You're going to want to go on your mail app. It gives you an option here to pick between which email platform you want to use. I have a Gmail, so I'm going to go and hit Google. You can also set up your Outlook, your Simpatico, any emails that you have set up with your internet provider. Those can also work on your phone as well. So once we get to this screen, it's going to ask us for our email. This is where you would put your Gmail in. Okay, it's going to ask us for our password. And that would lead us to our email. It's pretty similar on the Android as well. So again, we're going to go and hit Google because that's the email we're using today. Put your email in. I'm gonna blur out my password here, but this is where you would put your password in. A new thing that Google has introduced is a two-step verification. So basically what this means is if you have your Gmail signed in, let's say on your computer, on your iPad, or on any other electronic, it's basically if you try to sign in on a new device. So on this one, I'm signing my email in on a new device. So it's going to send a notification to the first place it's signed in, basically asking you to verify or deny that it was really you trying to sign in. It's just an extra security feature they've added, just so you know your email doesn't get hacked or someone that's not you doesn't try to get on there. So here I'm just confirming the notification that yes, it was me. And as soon as you hit yes, it'll automatically update. You can also add your cell phone number. So instead of going through that whole spiel, Google will basically just text your phone number, and then that way you can confirm it right from your phone. You hit agree to the terms and hit accept. And that will bring you to your email. I have two set up already. So that's another option that you have is if you have multiple emails, you can add multiple and view the inboxes separately, or you can merge both inboxes so you have all your emails in one place. Another important thing to learn is how to check for updates. I'm sure it's happened to many of us where our phone kind of just starts to act finicky, maybe becomes a little slow. Usually what fixes that is just a simple software update. So periodically, the companies that make our phones will release these updates for the phones that we're using that need to be downloaded as they come out, just to ensure that your phone is running up to date. If there's any bugs or glitches, they fixed it and that you can use the updated version. So again, we'll start with the iPhone first. You're gonna wanna start by your settings, go to general. You're gonna wanna hit software update up here. And here it's gonna show you which updates you have available. You're also able to turn your automatic updates on. So basically what that would do for you is, let's say you're sleeping and your phone's in sleep mode, it can basically download all your updates for you during that time. Because when you're downloading an update, usually your phone needs to shut off for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes. If you do it this way, your phone will automatically download in the background when it knows you're not going to be using your phone. And to start the installation, you just hit install now, and that's when your phone would basically reboot and start the downloading process. On the Android, it's pretty similar. We're going to start off in our settings, go down to where it says system, go to the update center, and here we have two options. We can either do app updates or a software update. Now for app updates on the iPhone, that's usually done through the App Store. The App Store will let you know if there's an update needed for an application that you have downloaded. So you can do it through the App Store for the iPhone. Today we're just looking at the software update though, so we'll hit that, continue with update. And this is where it gives you the option to either restart your phone so that it can start downloading the update on there for you. Okay. Now we're going to look at how to manage storage. This can come in handy if you like to take a lot of pictures, have a lot of videos on your phone. Our phones do come with a set storage. Usually it can be, if you have an iPhone, it could be 32 gigs, 64 gigs. Androids usually have a little bit more, starting off at maybe, I think, 128 gigs. Nonetheless, it's important to know exactly where your storage is being spent. So in case you want to make room for more stuff on your phone, or you want to see what's taking up so much space on your phone. So for the iPhone, you're going to start off in settings again, go to general, and then we're going to go into iPhone storage. Sometimes it takes a little while to load. A second. Sometimes it's really slow. All right, so it's gonna give you a breakdown. On the top here, it'll show you how much space you have. So the phone comes with 256 gigabytes. And then here, it'll show you how much of that space you've used up. So we can see this phone's used up 65.8 gigabytes of storage. And if we scroll down, so first it gives us some recommendations to kind of how to basically where it's unnecessary storage that's being taken up. Like for example, if you have a lot of old text conversations that have been saved up on your phone for a long time, those can take up space. If you have old pictures, apps you don't use, those are also helpful ways to get rid of unnecessary storage. But if we scroll down, it shows us exactly where most of the storage is being taken up. So we can see on this phone, most of it is going to photos with 44 gigs being used there, some in messages, some in documents. So looking at it this way can kind of help you gauge where you need to free up space and how you can go about doing that. So with Android, it's again pretty similar. Start off in settings. You're gonna scroll down, and I think there's a separate option for storage on there. Yeah, so you're gonna hit storage, and here it shows you right off the bat, we have 128 gigs on this phone, and out of those, there's 93 free. And here again, it gives you a little breakdown of exactly where that storage is being spent. All right. Another important thing to know is, let's say, you're getting a new phone, but you have everything that you've been using up till now on one phone. So between both iPhone and Android, they've made it pretty simple in terms of shifting your data from one phone to the other. We'll look into both of those techniques now. I'm going to start off with the iPhone. So for the iPhone, you're going to start off in your iCloud settings. So go hit iCloud, and then you're going to see something called iCloud Backup. We're going to turn that on. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of small here, but basically it says you can automatically back up your apps and data to iCloud. So let's say I backed up everything on this phone onto the iCloud, and I want to put it all onto this new phone. So what I'm going to do is when I sign into this new phone, it's going to give me an option whether I want to back this phone up with an iCloud backup. So that's where I give me the option if I logged into my iCloud, and I can use this backup that I've made on this phone, and it'll take everything that's on this phone onto this one. However, I do believe that Android has an easier way of doing this. In terms of shifting data from your phone, from your iPhone to another iPhone, it can also be done over iTunes. I personally find that way a bit easier, but the iCloud backup is a convenient way to make sure that everything that's on your phone is going to stay safe somewhere, even if, let's say, you end up losing your phone or it stops working. You know that you still have a backup on your iCloud that you can pull up. With Androids, they usually come with the app now called, so each phone company has a different one. So for this phone, we're going to start with backup. And if you guys notice at the top here, it says LG Mobile Switch, which lets us transfer data from an old device to a new device. Now, if you have a Samsung, this app would be called the Smart Switch. So it's usually an app that comes downloaded on your phone. If it's not, you're able to get it from the Google Play Store. So how these apps work, the LG Mobile Switch and the Smart Switch are pretty similar. So you'd start off on your old phone. You have an option whether you want to do via USB, wireless, or SD card. SD card is kind of like a little memory card that goes into your phone, so you're able to do it through that as well. The coolest option, I think, is the wireless. How that would work is basically you'd bring your old phone and your new phone right beside each other. You'd hit wireless. And here it gives us the option whether we want to send data or receive data. So if this is our old phone, we'd hit send. And then on our new phone, we'd hit receive. And then on this phone, it let us pick exactly what we want to send over to the new one. And it'll kind of literally, it's so easy. It's almost like magic. It literally just starts copying stuff from one phone to the other, and it lets you know how long it's going to take. And once it's done, it's as if someone literally copied and pasted your phone onto the new one. So I think it's really convenient that way. It saves a lot of time, a lot of hassle, and you know that everything that you want moved over is going to be moved over. I think that concludes our presentation.